Hello. Auto record worked that time. You there, Rob?
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Hello.
Oh, interesting background.
Yeah, Azby made that for me.
Yeah, that's nice.
Thanks
It's a
for that.
GIF.
No, it's an MP4, I think.
I see.
Yeah. It's sorry?
No, go ahead.
I was saying it's the first time I've used like my own animated Zoom backgrounds. I noticed that like it comes with its own animated backgrounds. But yeah, apparently you can just upload, I think it was just an MP4 into Zoom and it worked fine.
Goes back and forth. It looks good.
Yeah. It's just like it pans a little bit just to give some interest to it. Yep. I just gave my my presentation for GrafanaCon, so that was
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's done already.
Yes, well, the actual event is not for a couple of weeks, but it's you know, it's an online conference, so basically it's a recorded and then edited talk, and then I'll just be available for questions either during the presentation or after the presentation.
Okay, I thought it was the kind of live, but it's this way. It's
yeah. I think this way I've noticed a lot of online conferences doing this, and I think it's to guard against like internet problems because
no.
Yeah, exactly. So like this way, if my home internet has some problem, they still have the recorded version that they can just play, and I can't answer questions, but at least the content's still there. Whereas if you try to do it all live and I had internet problems, then like that's it for the talk. So
yes, that's not so good.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, so I've noticed a lot of virtual conferences doing this, like record ahead of time, probably to guard against that, because I suspect if your conference required all of the speakers' internet connections to be available, probably you'd be guaranteed that at least one or two sessions would not happen.
Okay. It's like, not there yet.
Yeah, exactly. So
unless we all run on SpaceX on satellites, so that
I know. Maybe that'd be the answer.
Ray and Joito are already getting them.
Yeah, that's really exciting. I had no idea it was that far along.
No, I signed up for it.
Yeah.
So you can, if you look into it, this should be fine.
Cool. Yeah, for me, like
in data, so that then I could be accepted.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. I might have to register for it.
You've been ready. You've been doing okay?
Yeah, doing good. Busy. We had last week was our like company all hands, so I was doing like the shifted schedule thing last week. So yeah, this week I'm on call, so busy with that. I've been doing a lot of on call lately because there's on the rotation that I'm on, we have 2 people on paternity leave right now. So like I think there's only 4 people in the rotation. So basically like at least once a month I'm doing some on call right now. Yeah.
Okay, so I got a request from Pieter to work on the grafana pages more.
Yeah. And I think that'd be great.
What I'd like to know is what can we do for the that Pieter called my area. It's for example a city. If you type in a city, you see all the measurements from a city. How hard is that to do, to link the database to a location?
I have no idea.
The same for me.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Because what I was thinking for the timescales, I can just make 2 different tabs in WordPress. So putting up just 2 different maps, you can just call them up like that, like a tab, and then make a third tab on it. Then that's my area. So you can. I think we need another database setup for that.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, there's like URL variables.
or that it in the browser could detect it. That would be great.
Well, what I was just even thinking, because like what you want, right, is you want a box where you can type in like Tokyo. And then what it does probably is we probably want to turn Tokyo into a lat long. And then we want to do...
Easy.
Yeah.
The box is easy. Because then I use variables. We're using it all the time. We're using the device URL in there.
So the thing that I was wondering is like, is there some way to do like, I don't know, like if there was some way to put like a box that would basically let you do a geo lookup and then turn that into a bounding box query, then that's probably what we're looking for. I just don't have any idea if it's even possible with Grafana. We could do something on API. You know,
no, but the box making is not the problem. But to convert that to a lot and long, maybe there are people who have done that. I don't know. Quite sure this is not an uncommon thing.
Yeah, I think it's the sort of thing I could imagine doing on API, and I think even Emery was looking at something like that, right? Wasn't he? We had like, I remember we were talking about like geocoding.
Yes, I remember that too.
Right, yeah, and Emre looked at it, but I don't think he ever had any like pull requests or anything. Yeah, so back in March, he said that he was getting location names and coordinates, and I gave him some recommendations on like how we might want to store it in the database. But I think that's it. I don't even know if we ever had like a proper GitHub issue open for it. We just sort of were talking about it. So.
Oh, here you go. There is one. There is.
Is there an issue?
Using Google geocoding API to get location strings from location strings from coordinates. No, that's what you don't want.
That's the other way around.
The other way around.
Okay, this is it. So Emery was looking at this, but I don't think we've ever really done anything major with it.
Yeah, it's a pity.
Yeah, so the reason for this one, this is reverse geocoding, because I remember, okay, this helped me, because now I remember what we were interested in is for device stories, what we wanted to be able to do was for any device that has like a recent location, yeah, we wanted to be able to do like an automatic text for their location.
Yes, that would be great.
Yeah, but that's different than what Pieter's asking for. Peter's asking for like, if you put in Tokyo. The closest thing that we have for that right now is that maybe we could extend there's, who did this? Philip did this. He did this page, which has a couple of like hard-coded areas that basically, these aren't lat long. All these are, and I can pull up the code. These are actually just hard-coded device lists that we know are in that area. Ingest controller, I think, yeah. So what we do here is we just have a set of device groupings that we know are in Central Japan or Fukushima or whatever. So like, it's a little hacky, but it works. And we could extend it if there's particular areas that he wanted to, add. So you can see like, this is all the devices that we have coded in the San Jose area. And then you can ask for a given.
It's Central Japan, I mean.
Yeah. That's weird. I wonder if it reset.
Yeah.
No, this is San Jose. The drop down doesn't stay put. I don't know why. But anyway, so you can do this, and you see that this is the export. Philip did this, and then you can download a CSV from that. So we could extend this if this is like what would work for Pieter, but it depends on what he's interested in. We could even switch this around. Like if we had a lat long, we could switch this to be like all devices in a given lat long without too much trouble. But we need something that can get us from a string to a lat long for that task. And then for the other task, it'd be great to have the reverse. So yeah.
But we need both.
Yeah, it really gets down to like, we just need we need some really solid geocoding answer, and we don't have one right now. So someone needs to figure that out.
Do you know if Batram can do that?
I have no idea. I can ask him. He's been mostly trying to figure out what to do about the main thing he's been focused on is what to do about these. Yes, that's like the main thing that he's been working on. So I could ask him and see if he has any thoughts. But
yeah, we should, because maybe that's easier for him.
Yep.
And he just has an idea, then it would be great.
Cool. Let's see what he says.
Yep,
I did this. I did the downsizing. I need to update the Terraform to match, but it's done, and our database should be a lot cheaper. And then I also, I'll make a note here, the two things that I need to do. So downsize is done. Reserve new API DB size is done. I also want to reserve the ingest DB. And then update Terraform. So those are the last two things that I have to do before I can call this one done. But the bulk of it's done, and things seem to be stable, which is great. So we'll enjoy about half price on databases compared to what we had last year. So thanks, Avadni, for calling that out. And once she turned on the monitoring, she was like, "I have like 8 CPUs that are doing mostly nothing." So, yep.
It's good to figure that out.
Yeah. So, yeah, I originally picked that size just because it was pretty much the same that we had in DigitalOcean, because I was just going by the memory. But once she looked at it, she said, like, yeah, we probably don't need 2XL. Probably XL is fine. And yeah, it looks like XL is indeed fine. If we can shut down real time and figure out something a little bit cheaper for like the nightly exports, we could probably even go smaller. But for now, I just reserved the M4 extra large, and that'll keep us good for the year. So we have another year before we probably should try to do something if we want to try to downscale again.
Well, that's good.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, so this is the thing I mentioned earlier, which is the main thing that Batron's been looking into. Nothing major to report there yet. We did have a chat with the folks at Unfolded, but apparently they also just got acquired by Foursquare. So I have no idea if we're going to get to use this or not. It sounded interesting. They had like a lot of really cool maps to show off. But, considering they just got acquired, I think it's a big question mark if we'll actually be able to use it.
Yes, we don't know.
Kind of congrats for them, but maybe a bummer for us. We'll see.
Why is it good for them?
Oh, because they probably got a big, Foursquare bought their company. So I suspect they, the company itself probably got quite an influx of capital. And then
I think so.
Yeah, I would guess, like, Foursquare is public, right?
I don't know if they're public.
Foursquare. Are they public? Oh, they're not public yet, pre-IPO. No. So I guess, maybe it will be good for the employees if Foursquare goes public, because probably Unfolded employees that had equity probably. What's that?
It's a big team, or is it small?
It sounded small-ish, but more than a handful of people. We just ended up talking to one of the the solution architect people about whether or not we could use it for Safecast. And she mentioned talking to like the engineering team and stuff like that. So I don't know how many people are there. Let me see. Crunchbase. See if they have any information about. Yeah, 11 to 50. That's about what it sounded like on the call. So not tiny, but certainly not big either. So
they're located in the States, or where?
Yeah, Silicon Valley.
I see.
Yeah. The woman we talked to was West Coast US. So. Yeah, so we'll see. We were talking basically. I think I might have mentioned this, but So basically, yeah, Kepler is something we've had an eye on for a while, but they don't make it easy to do like a hosted thing. Like you have to roll a lot of your own, infrastructure to like display a Kepler GL map on your website. It's very just like in browser. Whereas Unfolded is basically a lot of this, like the guts of Kepler, but with a data hosting system behind it, so that you can like generate Kepler maps just by feeding them data via S3. So we could still maybe use Kepler. We just have to probably do more work to figure out how to wire everything into Kepler.
The graph looks very beautiful.
Yeah, Kepler looks amazing. So it just has there's no data infrastructure behind it. Like we'd have to figure out how to wire all that up ourselves. Which that's why Unfolded looked interesting, because they have a whole data pipeline. So yeah. But yeah, it's questionable if we'll get to use it or not. So, but yeah, the maps do look amazing, but it's all just like if you play around with it, you upload like a CSV and then you can get a map, but then like that's it. You can't like put it on a website or whatever. So yeah.
And that's not so good.
Yeah.
And one other question I had about Gitpod. Did you figure out how to get it going completely?
Yeah, it's going. The only thing is the Rails plugin is not working, but like you can still work without the Rails plugin. I suspect the developer behind the Rails plugin will probably fix that eventually. So they ran into, I think I mentioned this on one of the previous calls. So it's kind of funny where, let me see, Gitpod forum, where basically, so it's all VS Code, and like VS Code has a plugin system, and the plugin systems map up the dependencies by name.
Yes, we did that. Yeah.
Oh, right. And also this guy, what's his name?
It's illegal, I think.
Yeah, so Anton basically said it's not legal to wire Gitpod up to the Microsoft repository. It's like against the terms of use. So like maybe we could do it, but we might get like a cease and desist if someone got wind of it. But so it's interesting that what happened is, because on the Microsoft repository, it's shanglim.slim, but shanglim was already taken on the VSX repository. And so the developer couldn't publish to the same name. And so basically it looks like shanglim here has to now do like a claim request against the shanglim namespace to see if they can get it.
Yeah, but that's easy to do.
I hope so.
It's a few minutes. I mean, I done that.
Unless someone else owns it. So
yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It doesn't look like they opened it yet. So yeah, we're basically, but on the other side of things though, it doesn't mean that you can't use it.
Can you go back one? Because I saw there's something on it. Can you go one more back? Because there was something in here. So here, oops, there's claiming namespace. They did claim it. Can you check that?
Yeah, let me get the name. So whoops.
No, we don't have to claim it. They should claim it.
They should claim it, exactly. Yeah. I just want to get the name here. I think it's Shanglim, but I forget the spelling. Okay. So it would be in here. Come on. Yeah. Oh, there's one that's closed. Oh, hey, nice. Granted.
They did.
Yay. So we might be pretty close.
Did they get it?
Yeah, it says granted as the label. Looking forward to your contributions. Yeah.
Good. So if they have a namespace, they can put it into the in the repo.
It looks that way.
And then it should show up in the marketplace.
Yeah, and that should get us totally working at that point. Like even the Rails plugin, you can still edit files even without the Rails plugin working, but it'd certainly be nice to have the Rails plugin.
Nicer. It's cleaner if it all works.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So yeah, definitely making some good progress there. And I haven't heard anything from Taka on the fixing up the landing page, so I'll give him a ping. Yeah. Oh, I got a ping from Audrey that she was interested in working on the deploy stuff more than the website stuff.
That's good.
Which I think is perfectly valid. I know Pieter seemed to be trying to like nudge it towards the website stuff, but I think it's, as I've said before, it's important that people be on things that they find exciting.
Yes.
So I'm going to have a meeting with her on Friday to kind of walk her through the current deploy flow. And then unless there's objection, I think what I'll do is just give her some AWS credentials so she can start hacking away. And hopefully she can set us up with a deploy button on Slack as part of her contribution.
That would be wonderful.
It sure would. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything that's going on.
I think so too.
Yep. I guess I don't think we have any. Okay.
Yeah, Joe is still in the States, isn't he?
Yep. Yeah, I believe so. Let me open up a proper issue. Yeah, because we don't have like a deploy to Slack issue. So let me open one up so that way I can assign it to Audrey.
It would be nice and put her in there.
Let's see, do I have, I know Sean, I asked Sean to send her an invite, but I don't know if he did yet. Yeah, Peter apparently doesn't have access either.
No. It is scary, I think.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Like, I don't know why we can't just have Sean add Peter. Like, yeah.
But Sean seems to be quite out of everything these days. I don't know why.
Yeah, he is. I pinged him about the database reservations, and he got back to me on that. So,
okay.
So that was good.
Those would be useful if you or me we can add people to it too.
Yeah, that's weird. I thought for sure I asked Sean at some point to add Audrey.
I remember you mentioned it.
Yeah. There it is. Okay. Yeah, and her name is just Audrey DE, which is not completing here, which means either she didn't get added. Okay, I found the spot where I asked Sean and he just never replied.
Okay.
So,
can you ping him again?
Yep, I will. I'll just DM him.
And you can assign it to me too, so I can keep track on it.
Sure.
And I get pinged for it. Thank you.
No worries. Mark it as soon. I'll put a little for the description. I'll post the thing that I was playing with that doesn't actually work. It's just a message in the channel, but something along those lines.
Yeah, it would be nice if you just have a button to click on it and then it goes to or dev or preferable different password somewhere.
Cool. Yeah, so one of the things I was thinking about for this, and we'll see once Audrey comes online, she can, she can dig more into this. But where did I put it? I think I put it on my fork of reporting. No, that's just main. Did I put it on Safecast? Because when I was playing around with this idea, I noticed that what you can do, so you can set up these like workflow actions that allow you to run the workflow with parameters. And so what I was thinking could be cool is if Slack can basically just like link you back here, that way. Yeah, and that way, like GitHub becomes the auth, right? So, like, if you have write access to the repo, you can kick off.
This is great. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
this is a very good, safe way to do that.
Yeah, I'll take a screenshot of that too, just to say. just to let people know. I lost my tab. Where did I put it? Oh, you know, I put it on soon on the board. So let me do this, and I'll drag this up somewhere near the top.
Yeah.
But the one gotcha with this is I think you still can't pre-fill the values in that form though. We might need to auto-generate job definitions for each CI run or something like that. Anyway, I'm of course, and Audrey, if you end up watching this later, I'm of course open to ideas. This is just what I was playing around with in the space. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I pinged Sean about adding Audrey, and yeah. Anything else? That's all I can think about. Cool. Well, let's wrap it up. I'll post the recording and talk to you in the channel.
Thanks. And
all right, have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Okay,
bye-bye. Bye-bye.